Two Americans are back in the U.S. today after surviving a deadly kidnapping in Mexico last week. They've been taken to a Texas hospital for treatment.
Two other Americans we have just found out were killed in the same attack, and so far we know they're all four from the Carolinas. At least two of them are from the Myrtle Beach area, and one of them, Zindell Brown, died. They had traveled together, so one of them could have a surgical procedure from a doctor in Mexico. Christian Benavides tells us more, and be aware that some of these images in this story are disturbing.
Two of the four U.S. citizens abducted on Friday are back in the United States after being taken to the border in Matamoros, Mexico Tuesday. U.S. officials say the other two Americans involved did not survive.
The bodies of two other U.S. citizens killed in the same incident were also recovered.
According to the FBI, the four Americans were kidnapped after they drove a white minivan across the border from Brownsville, Texas into Matamoros, where gunfire broke out between two rival drug cartel groups. Video appears to show gunmen loading the Americans into the back of a pickup truck.
The DEA and the FBI are doing everything possible to dismantle and disrupt and ultimately prosecute the leaders of the cartels and the entire networks that they depend on.
A U.S. official identified the Americans as Latavia Tay McGee, Shaeed Woodard, Zindell Brown, and Eric James Williams. Tay McGee's aunt told CBS News she believes her niece went to Mexico for cosmetic surgery, a common practice because procedures are less expensive south of the border.
Americans that make that trek, is it safe for them to do that?
These people are in grave danger going into Mexico.
Michael Vigil is the former head of international operations for the Drug Enforcement Administration.
You have to keep in mind that those are drug routes that the cartels protect with their lives.
Mexican authorities say they have one suspect in custody. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Well, a U.S. law enforcement source says it's believed that the Gulf Cartel is one of the oldest organized crime groups in Mexico and is the one that is responsible for the attack of these Americans.